This is your sign to let the summer summer. To summer so hard that apparently your friends are going to be calling you like whoop de whoop. Do you remember what happened last summer? What where are you at? Where you at, girl? And unfortunately for Mariah, she went a little too far. The plot thickened and she was left in Singapore stranded, kicked out of her own hotel room by her man, who she had decided to take the summer with to a whole other level. So let's get into the story of Mariah and the Singapore drama that has now plagued my timeline on TikTok. Let's go through it together and we shall discuss as we go. All right. This is a girl, her name is Mariah, and this is how the beginning of the story starts. And it just got me thinking, girl, it's gonna be bad for you. It's gonna be silly for you, right? Okay.
I need this summer to go so crazy to the point where the summer can't summer no more. The summer summering. That's how bad I need this summer to go crazy. I need to be, when I reminisce with my friends, I need us to be like, you remember that time we went to that party and you fell in the bushes? You remember that time we went on a PJ and then da-da-da? You remember that time we was on stage, woo, 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 and then and you remember when you got in that jet ski, da-da-da? Like, I need that type of summer.
I think the cop sirens came at the exact right time because Mariah, what do you mean you were in a PJ? You're planning to make your summer go so hard that you're calling your friends about a distress signal issue that went on. Anyway, so that was the first story that I saw, the first post that I saw from this girl, and I thought, this is going to be eventful. So let's get right into the drama of it all right?
I am about to tell y'all something so crazy, but I am currently in Singapore stranded because I let this guy named Omar Ba Diallo fly me out for a vacation, and he thought that I was going to talk shit about him to my mom. So this man kicked me out of our hotel, threw all of my stuff outside, canceled my flight, and then left me stranded here. And I have been by myself in Singapore ever since.
So you decided that this summer that you wanted to summer so bad, is going to land you in Singapore with some guy you're calling Omar, right? And now Omar has landed you in a situation where you are stuck in a whole different country, a country that you went with him for the vacation, for this vacation, and he kicked you out because you had to talk to your mom and he thought that you would be talking trash to your mom about him. That's how you got kicked out of this hotel room. That's how you got yourself in this situation. Okay.
And I just gotta tell somebody just in case I don't make it back to the US or whatever. But
You need to tell somebody just in case you don't you need to tell somebody just in case you don't make it back to the US, back to your home country.
backstory, in 2022 or 2023, I dated Omar Ba Diallo. We ended up dating. It didn't work out. Fast forward, he has been trying to reach out to me ever since. In 2026, 2 weeks ago, he hit me up and asked, can he make it up to me for what happened in 2022? I said, I'm only into iconic things. What you got? He said, I want to fly you to Singapore for a vacation. And I said, well, I can't miss work. I like my two jobs. So he sent me $3,500 so that
So you and this man had stopped talking for a bit. Like y'all weren't talking. But he kept hitting you up so hard, telling you, hey, I miss you, babes. I miss you, babes. Let me make it up to you, babes. You didn't even tell us what he did last time. That was not mentioned at all. Now you're bringing us into 2026 where he's asking you to go with him to make up for this, what, the whole situation that happened in 2021, 2022. That. He's making up for that. But we have no idea what that was, okay? So
$500 so I would feel comfortable with missing work. Okay.
not only are you convinced by this man to go to wherever it is y'all have decided you're going to go, he's convinced you to go because he sent you money as an assurance, as a what? And you have two jobs, not one, but two jobs. Because one job is not enough to suffice. You need two jobs.
Boom, because I make good money. Fast forward. Anyway, I'm on the trip. We're all in love for the first couple of days. Everything is peachy clean. That's my man. Okay? Out of nowhere, the day before, we have a couple of mishaps, but nothing that will lead up to what I'm telling you now. Nothing, what I'm about to tell you is going to make sense. Nothing is going to add up to what I'm telling you is about to happen now. Nothing's going to correlate. So, 5 in the morning, we both go to sleep. We have been cuddling all night. We had just confessed our love to each other, whatever. We wake up at 5 a.m. We both do. I wake up to clean off my makeup because I slept in it. He wake up to get some water. We both go back to the bed. I realize I want to call my mom and my friends because it's 5 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. So 5 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia, and you realize you need to call your mom at that time. At 5 a.m. in Singapore, you're calling your parents because, you know, daytime savings or whatever the time zone issues are. Okay, girl.
He goes back to sleep. He's only been asleep for 4 minutes. I tap him, say, hey, let me get the room key so I can go downstairs. He act like he don't hear me, but he did. He act like he don't hear me. Boom. I take the wrong room key and leave. And when I close the door, I realize I have the wrong room key. So I start calling his phone, and I realize that his phone's not ringing. It's on silent. How we on a vacation, and the night before you just talking about marriage and kids and how we gonna do this and how we gonna do that and on this and this and that, and you want this with me, but your phone on silent. Second red flag. Okay, boom. Out the door.
Okay. Right. So he was asleep for 4 minutes, right? You tell him you want to go and make a phone call, right? He ignores you. And you're like, the first thing that jumps at you is he's ignoring you. Okay, cool.
Immediately, I can see in his eyes, this is a switch. Like, this is not Omar.
So you took the room key. I'm sorry, I'm missing something.
Back to the bed, I realize I want to call my mom and my friends because it's 5 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. He goes back to sleep. He's only been asleep for 4 minutes. I tap him, say, hey, let me get the room key so I can go downstairs. He act like he don't hear me, but he did. He act like he don't hear me. Boom. I take the wrong room key and leave. And when I close the door, I realize I have the wrong room key. So I start calling his phone, and I realize that his phone's not ringing. It's on silent. How we on a vacation and the night before you just talking about...
Okay, so eventually you leave. You take the room key, the wrong one, leave the room, go to wherever you're going, realize you have the wrong room key, decide to call him to open the door for you. Great. And you were taking this phone call downstairs. So the assumption is you were taking this phone call downstairs outside of your room because you didn't want to disturb him because he was sleeping. That's what we're gonna go with because we don't want to make assumptions, babes. We're trying not to judge you. We're trying not to judge here. However, why you have to leave the room to go and talk to your mom outside when you're on a vacation at 5 in the morning, well, 5 p.m. their side, is put to question because it's not the first time you guys have spoken on the phone with your mom when you were with this man, right? You tell us that at some point of this story. Okay, cool.
Marriage and kids and how we gonna do this and how we gonna do that and on this and this and that, and you want this with me, but your phone on silent. Second red flag. Okay, boom. I knock on the door. Immediately, I can see in his eyes, this is a switch. Like, this is not Omar. This is, I don't know who this is, but I could just tell, I have discernment, this is not the man that he was trying to portray to me. So, boom. I walk past him through the door, and I'm like, what are you acting like that for? I'm like, hey, babe, give me the room key so I can go downstairs. I want to call my mom and my friends. He was like, you're not going downstairs to call your mom and your friends. In fact, you're going to get back in this bed. You're going to go to bed. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Then this boy proceeds to call me. He was like, you are so fucking dumb and slow. You lack common sense. And one thing we ain't going to do is insult my intelligence because you know what? I have 2 dual degrees. I have a dual degree at Clark Atlanta. I am top dog at everything that I do.
Okay, God, I'm really trying. I'm really trying. I'm really trying to be with you in this whole situation. But number one, your intelligence does not get measured by what degrees you have. There are so many forms of intelligence. There's emotional intelligence, there's, you know, IQ and EQ. In this particular case, your EQ is looking kind of slow, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Because it is 5 a.m. in the morning, you are on vacation with this man, and you've decided that you are insisting that you want to go and take this phone call outside. Why? Why does it have to be taken outside? Why do you have to make this phone call outside? That's the question I'm asking. And I'm sure that's the question he's asking himself. But girl, let's go.
I'm an Aries. I don't play. One thing we would never do is say Mariah Melrose is slow, dumb, nothing. So I go off on him. I'm like, you're pathetic. I can't really clock it, but I think you might have mental issues, and they're just now coming out on the trip. And I'm realizing you might have grown mental issues over the course of time that we have not been speaking. It's given pathetic. I'm going to go call my mom. I'm not sure if you think I'm going to go call a man or what is going on, but I'm going downstairs. I'm going to make a phone call. He's like, if you go out this room, you will not make it back in this room. So I'm like, yes, I will. No, I wasn't. I get outside, call my mom or whatever. They like, yeah, if you think he might have mental issues, you think he might be mentally ill, go upstairs, pack your bag, move your flight, and come home. I'm like, okay, cool. I go upstairs. This boy double bolted the doors. I go get
First of all, he's messy for that. He is he is messy for that. He double locked the door. He's messy for that because, well, here's the thing. You didn't even have to go back into the room to ask for the room key. If you realized that you didn't have the room key, you could have just gone down to reception and told them, hey, I need the room key for room XYZ, room 2027. Yeah, I need the room key for 2027. And they should be able to have a spare key that they can give to you, right? Especially if it's those key card thingies, they just give you an extra key card. It's not that deep. Okay. But now, upon you coming back, with the key that you insisted on having, this man has locked the door, double locked the door. So there's no way for you to access this room, even if you have a spare room key. Like, okay.
Concierge, they come upstairs. They like, yeah, man, we can't let you in this room because he double bolted the doors.
He double locked. He have double locked the key.
So they put me in a conference room because I have on lingerie and a robe. Because mind you, we were just in love the night before. So I'm in a conference room. I'm weeping and sobbing because I'm just trying to figure out what would make him think that I deserve this. Nothing that occurred in the past 2-3 days amounts to this. So my heart stops because the lady comes around the corner and she goes, I hate to break it to you, ma'am, but I just tried to talk to him and he said he does not know you and proceeded to throw all your stuff out in the hallway. My expensive camera equipment, my Sony V1, my G7X that I just got as a gift from another guy I'm dating, all my new clothes, everything, my passport. That boy was withholding my passport, y'all. So I'm weeping and sobbing in the conference room because I can't even believe that this is happening to me. I'm so distraught that the lady helps me proceed to pack my bag. She helps me book a new hotel with their sister hotel, calls me a cab. My thing is, I'm a good person, so I know that I will bounce back from this because good things always happen to me due to the fact of me being a good person. I would never do nobody like this. Yeah, I am going to let God handle it, but when I tell you God don't play about me, over me when
Every time someone says God don't play about me when they're in a bad situation, I'm like, girl. I mean, maybe he doesn't play about you later on or before this, but like in this moment, there is some tomfoolery happening. There is definitely some tomfoolery happening, but okay, let's hear you out.
mom. All because I went to call my mom because you think that I'm about to throw dirt on your name or talk ill about you or have a conversation.
Like, everything about this conversation makes me wonder, what is it about this person that would make him think you would be talking smack about him to your mom? That's kind of like where, for me, there's a disconnect, because what is it about this man, right? What is it about him that your mom knows and your family know, to the point where they're like, they would be in a position to think that, do you know what I mean? Like, why would he think that you would be talking smack about him to your mama? Why? Question mark.
Conversation that is not around you, because I've been having all my conversations with my family and friends around him. So I'm thinking that he thinks that I'm about to talk about him or I'm about to call a man. Regardless, leaving me like this, I'm in Singapore. It took me 24-hour flight to get here, away from my friends and family. You would desert me in Singapore? So I get to the new hotel, I look at my itinerary, that man canceled my flight.
Ooh. You had this man book your flight. You had this man, who is not your only man, book your flight. Because you just said the camera that my other man that I'm dating bought for me. You had this extra boyfriend, right, book your flight. Okay. And he gave you how much at the beginning? $3,500? And that was enough? Enough to convince you to go. Okay.
And the reason why I let Omar book my flight is because I don't never, ever, 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 ever let a man book my flight. I always get the money first. But I had to I'm an accountability queen. I could take accountability. But the reason why I let him book my flight is because you sent me $3,500, which showed me that you cared, that I cared that I was missing work. My flight was $3K. So you damn near spent $7K for me to get here. In 2022, we were at odds. You let me borrow your car. I wasn't on your insurance or anything. I could have ran your car into the river. I didn't do none of that. You trusted me that I had your car for weeks when I got into a car accident before I got my dream car. But anyway, it's the fact that you had shown me so much trust, that you care about my well-being, that I would never think that you would do this to me. The one who
So you have a dream car. You own your dream car, right? You are working 2 jobs. You had $3,500. You sound like you have it made. Like, you sound like you have it made. Why are you vexed that this man canceled your flight? You clearly have it made, right? You have the money, girl. You got the bag. So why is it pissing you off so bad that he canceled your flight? If you have your dream car, your dream jobs so much, you love them so much that you wouldn't just leave your job and go to a vacation with a random man, well, an ex-man, well, a situationship, why is it so deep? Just book another flight. You just said it was $3,500 for one flight. Just rebook it.
You're the one who brought me here, because you said that you want to show me that you're the man for me. You want to date me. You want to make it up to me. You want to see where things go. You talking to me about kids and family, and you would leave me stranded in another foreign country. And I promise y'all, like, I have never been more brokenhearted than I am right now. Like, I think this is the worst a man has ever done me. And I think what really, 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 like, sends me over the edge, he told me some of his deepest, darkest secrets. He basically told me that when he was 9, he lived in West Africa, and that his parents smuggled him into the United
It's giving, he said he came from Jamaica. He owned a couple acres, a couple fake visas. Like, when someone shits on you, you decide, fuck you, we're going down together. That's what it's giving. It's giving you're gonna snitch on him so freaking hard just because he messed with you a little bit. And to be honest, I get it. I probably do the same. I'm putting you on blast online if you do me like that. You're just gonna leave me in Singapore like that? That's crazy. Anyway,
United States, and they paid somebody to steal an American person's name, so he has an American person's identity, their social, and everything. He's not a real citizen, so he's been living under a fake name. His real name is Omar Bob.
if you know, okay, here's my thing though. If you know all these things about this person, like this is not a very this is a very problematic person. Let's just start from there. Like this is not like the most good this is not the best person ever. They're living off of someone else's identity. They have someone else's social security number. They have someone else's stuff, right? So they're not even legal in your country. But this is the man that you chose to leave the country with. Like you chose this man, this individual. This is the man that you chose to go to a whole new different country with. And you were hoping that, yeah, he screwed the system, but he somehow wouldn't do the same thing to you. It's giving Delulu. It's giving confused. It's giving, girl. On that one, you were wrong. You were wrong for that. And all this because you wanted to have a story for your friends about how the summer summered. Okay.
But he's under Omar Ba Diallo. So you are basically smuggled into the U.S. So you know what it feels like to be abandoned by your parents. You know what it feels like to go through what you're going through. You know what it feels like to...
That's the comparison that you're drawing. The comparison of you were smuggled into America. How dare you then leave me in another country stranded because you know the struggle. Girl, what is wrong with you?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what it feels like to be in a foreign country and you not have nothing or whatever. So the fact that you would leave me stranded on foreign land, my heart is so broken. Like, I can't even believe this is happening to me right now. I have been by myself on this trip ever since. Thank God I called my ex-boyfriend and he booked me another flight home. Thank God I called another guy that I was dating and he paid for my room for the rest of the week. And thank God I am loved back where I am at, because the fact that Omar would do this to me, knowing that he's all I have in Singapore, literally, like, you all I have. I'm not a loser and I'm still living my life on this trip, but it's just really hard for me to live because in the back of my mind, I'm just still struggling with the fact that this guy really deserted me in this foreign country. I am 24-hour flight-wise away from home, and I just need to put this story out here just in case I don't make it back to the U.S.
Girl, everything about this story pissed me off. It pissed me the hell off. First of all, you knew this guy was an illegal immigrant in your own country, in the Americas that you guys both live. You knew he was illegal. You knew this is a shady person. Clearly, they are a shady person. But you still chose to go with this person to Singapore. That's number one. Number two, you went with this obviously shady guy to a whole other country without a backup plan. Like, you ain't got no money. Child, even I know when I go for a date with someone, new someone, old someone, whoever I'm going out on a date with, I need to have money on me just in case this person decides to have their truest colors come through on that day. Like, everybody knows you always need to have an extra coin for yourself just for security, for your own security. So you left your country, went to a whole other country because he gave you $3,500? And we're supposed to be sad for you? Okay. Number three, something about this whole story does not sit right in my spirit. There is no way. The issue was that he was scared that you would talk smack to his mom, to your mama about him. I obviously know he knows exactly what he bargained for when he decided to go on this trip with you, right? Like, he knows who you are well enough that he chose to carry you to a whole other country for this vacation, and he was hoping that at least during this trip, y'all would be good. It would just be you and him. And the fact that you're trying to take this phone call outside with such persistence at such an odd time in the day, I think that could throw off anyone, myself included. I would be thrown off by the fact that you're trying to take the phone call outside. Imagine you're sitting with your man. He receives a phone call from his mom and he decides to walk to out, not even the other room. He decides to walk outside to go and pick up this call from his mom. Are you believing that? Are we believing that? Okay, girl. Number 4, why? Why on God's green earth? Why on God's green earth are you calling other men to tell them that you're stranded in Singapore? Like, this is giving everybody knows. Like, in the club, we all fam. That's what it's giving. In the club, we all fam. And whenever I'm in the club with you, I'm fam. When I leave the club, you are fam with whoever you are fam with. It's giving 304. That's what it's giving. And that's okay too. Like, own your shit. It's okay. When you are in the streets, for the streets, by the streets, of the streets, it's okay. Do your shit. Run these streets. But always have a backup plan. Like, always have a plan. I mean, the embarrassment of you having to be kicked out from this hotel to be taken to another hotel is already like a thing for me. Maybe it was fully booked and they had to move you to a different hotel simply because this hotel is fully booked and they can't make any space or accommodation for you. They have none to give, but it's just giving such an inconvenience to everybody involved. And the embarrassment of it all is just giving me an ick. I don't know. Like, if you didn't trust this man so much in the beginning, why not just get an extra room? Why not get 2 rooms? One for you, one for him. And when you guys are doing your thing, when you're enjoying yourselves, when you're making the love, as you called it, like when you're all loving on each other, then love on each other. But then you have a place to go. I mean, there is no insurance here. $3,500 is a lot, but it's not enough. It's just not enough for you to be able to do all the things that you need to do. I just don't. I just don't know. I don't know. But you know what? Of course, it is a rabbit hole. There was a part 2.
Welcome back to the next episode of Hella Crimes Committed by Omar Bah Diallo. Now let's have a recap. My boo turned ex-boo flew me to Singapore, kicked me out of our room because I wanted to call my mom while he was asleep. Threw all my stuff outside, and he thought that I was gonna cry tears over him. No, babe. I had the guy that I'm dating book me a new room. I had my ex book my flight back after you canceled it. Now, if you remember, Omar told me that he was smuggled into the U.S. at 9 years old, and he is actually Omar Bah, not Omar Diallo, and is living under a false social U.S. ID and passport. Well, let's talk about today's crime. Omar has decided to text me from an Atlanta number with a Singapore address, letting me know that if I don't take down my previous video, he is going to send out...
Sorry, it's throwing me a little bit because... Sorry, he asked you to delete the post, which means he saw the post of you talking about how you called your current partner to send you money for a flight, and you called your other man to send you money for, I don't know what the fuck. He saw all that, and you're somehow expecting him to be cordial, to be like an adult about it. Can you imagine? And not only did that happen, you also gave information about him and his illegality into the country, which means he probably will not be let into this country. Like, they're not gonna let him into the country because they already, like, if immigration get a hold of this footage, or someone decides to leak this to immigration, guess what? Mr. Omar Bah is left in Singapore. You think someone wouldn't want that information taken down? Okay, girl, let's...
Videos that I did not know that I was being recorded in, of us having sexual intercourse to all my family.
As I said, this man has been shady. He was shady. What do you mean he's recording footage of y'all fucking? Y'all doing bad manners, and he's recording this shit without your consent. For what? This guy was shady from the start. Like, this guy was not a good man. He was not a good man, Savannah. He was not. And this is how you know the proof is in the pudding. Because why is he recording footage of you having sexual interactions? To do what with that? A shady man like that is probably gonna post it online either way. He's probably gonna sell that shit either way because it's probably one of the many ways in which he makes money. Allegedly. These are just my opinions. They may not be true, okay?
To that I say, do it, lady, because I need to see if you are that dumb enough to commit revenge schmorn and pre-warn me about it. Well, Omar, wrong answer, forehead. If you are one of the 100 people that have received my Smexy tape, you're welcome. Because
he already sent the sex tape. He already sent the sex tape to 100 people on his car. Okay, girl, Mariah. You know what? I'm probably Team Mariah at this point. Like I was very probably it was all problematic, right? But right now, I am definitely Team Mariah because this man is sending your footage of you having intercourse with him to 100 people. Girl.
Though I will have to heal from this indubitably, my body and my face are so lethal in those videos without me even knowing that I'm being recorded. Even I'm stunned how bad of a bitch I truly am. I'm literally the baddest bitch alive. And to add a little chocolate on top of the ice cream, he has also doxed my information. And to add a cherry on top, his best friend has entered the chat and DM'd me and told me this.
We're going on the internet exposing this bitch ass nigga. Yeah, that nigga, we went out to DR and the nigga put Molly in a girl drink. And basically, and then he's so thirsty to fuck the bitch.
His best friend is coming to snitch on him too. Okay, Omar, you are the drama. You are the drama. Because what do you mean he put drugs in some girl's drink?
Gives her my room number to go back to the spot. Boom, she go take all my shit out my crib. Literally, I had to go get a new passport, everything. She cleared my whole entire spot out. Because Omar went through her wallet when she left and took her debit cards out. And then when he gave her back her wallet, she didn't have her debit cards in there.
Omar is a problem. So let's just recap. Omar went to the club with his best friend. He laced a girl's drink, then stole her identity and stuff out of her wallet, and then proceeded to give the best friend's room number to this girl. So by the time she comes to, realizes her passport has been stolen, her documentation and her wallet, stuff has been taken out of her wallet, she obviously is going to come and confront you. But she's not coming to confront Omar. She's coming to confront Omar's best friend in his room. She pulls up, finds that his best friend is not in his room. She decides to turn shit down. Like she took stuff, stole his passport as well, stole his stuff from his room, and now Omar is a
wallet, she didn't have her debit cards in there.
Now, I may not be a judge, but if I'm not mistaken, not only are you going to jail, you're going to prison. I promise you, he's in that room going off on himself because he's in the middle of a bipolar episode and I'm not aware that I'm dating somebody who's mentally unstable. But that's on me, though. That's on me. I take accountability. I am an accountability queen. I should have had an evaluation done on them before I got out here. But how am I supposed to know that you're mentally unstable? And this is my outfit for tonight because I met somebody new within 30 minutes. I'll never cry over a man. His ass up, lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Hey.
Mariah, or should we say Maria, because it's giving Barbados. Now, here's the thing I'm learning very quickly about this whole diabolical situation is that both of y'all are problematic, okay? Both of y'all are you are both the drama. Mariah and Omar, both of you are the drama. And the reason why it works is because somehow you keep finding each other, right? And you are bad for each other. But the decision to leave your country to go to another person's country without any money, without any backup plan, without a distinct direction of what is about to happen is a huge deal. And now you are staying in that particular country. You've met someone new to take care of your bills. Cute. You're posting this stuff online for your boyfriends who have sent you money to bail you out of this situation to see. Cute. It's giving messy. It's giving you're probably like 20 years old, probably younger, and that's nice. But I think for everyone else watching this story, just don't do what she does. It doesn't always work out the way her story works out. Not everyone has a funny story to come back and tell. Some people actually end up in really bad situations. Like, this man could literally cause harm upon you because he's clearly a shady person. He's shady as hell. He's very, very shady. He could have done something really, really bad that could have landed you in prison. And now, as a foreigner in a different country, you don't know what the rules are. Some people have ended up, unfortunately, being imprisoned for life. Others have lost their lives because those countries do hold some crimes as death penalties, right? So I don't know why you would try and do something like this if you were not Mariah. And for Mariah, I mean, I believe that you're having the summer of your life, and I love that for you, Queen. Like, clock that stuff, clock that tea, have the summer of your goddamn life. But just know that it doesn't always work that way. Someday you're gonna get in a whole lot of trouble. Someday you're probably gonna get in a really bad situation. So maybe this should be a lesson instead of it being a thing of congratulating yourself for doing something badass or something a baddie would do. I don't know that every single person in the world needed to have heard all your drama, all your tea, but we love that shit. We're here to drink that. We're here to fall into that rabbit hole and get confused as we go. But ultimately, it's giving a lot of bad decisions were made and a lot of bad decisions will continue to be made, but it shouldn't be. This is not it. This is not how to enjoy your summer. This is not how to live your summer days. As a person who's done many things in my summer youth ages, like when I was young, I did some very risque, very spontaneous, risque stuff, and I don't recommend it because sometimes it lands you in really, really, really shitty situations. So, girl, I am still reeling. God damn.